uh, when a creator has pitched you a great story and you've given them the
You had with Mermaid where it was like we wrapped on a Tuesday and then I moved to Poland on the Wednesday.
Welcome to our analysis of the ongoing problem with Disney's Snow White remake and its lead actress, Rachel Zegler. Recent developments have revealed significant challenges facing one of Hollywood's most famous studios. The controversy involving Snow White 2025 has escalated to unprecedented levels, with Rachel Zegler at the epicenter of this growing problem. What's particularly noteworthy is how this situation has affected Zegler's career trajectory. Industry insiders say that she hasn't secured any big parts in the past 2 years, with producers actively avoiding association with her due to concerns about possible controversy. Disney's present situation is equally risky. CEO Bob Iger has implemented aggressive cost-cutting measures in an effort to salvage the Snow White project.
Well, look, I'm going to be 72 years old tomorrow. I've put in almost 50 years. There are other things in life that I'd like to do. I also am confident that the board will be able to identify an able successor.
Which was initially supposed to be a guaranteed box office success. Instead, it has evolved into what many industry observers describe as a full-scale PR disaster. The situation worsened following the trailer debut at D23, which got an overwhelmingly negative response rather than generating excitement. The preview sparked calls for a boycott, an unprecedented response for a Disney property that has kept a positive image for nearly a century. The reimagining of famous parts has proven particularly controversial. The themed dwarf's design has met significant criticism, with audiences comparing them unfavorably to rejected plastic yard gnomes. This part exemplifies a bigger disconnect between Disney's creative choices and audience expectations. A's method of modernizing the story has raised questions about the balance between the current message and keeping the essence of beloved classics. Stud Studios' commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives, most important, has been criticized for possibly overshadowing the original story's magical parts.
Sense that the board was making a decision to make a change at the CEO level at Disney, and that they might ask me to step back.
And you say to her?
And I said to Willow, I'm getting this call. It's possible that I could get asked back. She immediately said, well, maybe not. Maybe.
The thing about Rachel Zegler, the Latina actress who plays Snow White, has become a focal point of discussion, primarily due to her ethnicity, but also because of her public comments about the source material. The controversy increased when changes to the Seven Dwarfs were revealed, the characters being totally reimagined. This initiative choice has sparked intense discussion about the balance between modernization and tradition in classic fairy tale adaptations. Thanks to Snow White's origin story has also generated big discussion in this new version. Character's name comes from surviving a snowstorm, making a break from the traditional tale. This exemplifies the wider strategy of updating classic stories for contemporary audiences, an approach that has produced mixed results. A's focus on day initiatives has become another point of conflict. While it is true that variety and storytelling can enhance narrative depth, some say that the execution in this case feels forced rather than organic.
If they play Getaway Car or Maroon, she's on crisis watch. Not only did she play Getaway Car, she also played Maroon. I was having a mental breakdown in the audience at MetLife Stadium.
I love it.
Yeah. And
Audiences say that viewers are seeking entertainment and escapism rather than what some perceive as heavy-handed messages. His comments about the original Snow White have especially resonated with fans, and not in a good way right away. Rather, embracing the history of the character she's portraying. Public comments have been interpreted as dismissive of Disney's first animated feature film. This has caused a disconnect between the actor and the franchise's longtime fans. The effects of these controversies have been important. Reports that Zegler is excluded from future Disney projects. She stays tied to Snow White 2025.
in terms of streaming, in the sense that we launched Disney Plus only in 2019, so it's just over 4 years ago. In a very, very short period of time, we find ourselves second to Netflix in terms of global subscribers for a pure streaming business. We know
this suggests that Disney is trying to distance itself from the controversy while still keeping its commitment to the current project industry. Ours question the strategy of fundamentally altering beloved classics rather than creating new original stories that naturally incorporate current themes and diverse views. This has left many thinking about Disney's long-term plan for managing their classic properties. Problems facing Snow White have reached serious levels. Zegler publicly criticized Disney's emotional approach.
Things is like it's a group of 20-something-year-olds who broke into Circle in the Square on Broadway and have to get something out, to get something off their chest.
Oh, that's interesting.
The play really deals with a lot of things that somehow relate to a modern audience, even though it was written 500 years ago. And
isn't that what?
Saying that their method has exacerbated rather than mitigated the backlash. Promotional release seems to have caused additional controversy, a cycle of negative press that has proven difficult to break in response to these challenges. Taken bold action by changing the entire marketing team for this film. Tisted's move shows the studio's greater worry about the project's perception. The aces the daunting job of reframing the story around the film with limited time before its release. The situation has become so serious that Disney has arranged an emergency reshoot in 2024, mere months before the planned release. This last-minute choice, while democratic, is the studio's deliberation to address audience concerns. However, experts question whether such late-stage changes truly impact the film's reception. The implications of these decisions are substantial.
And my advice to them was to not hear the noise as much, to continue doing the job that we've entrusted them to do.
Right.
Which is to tell the truth, to state the facts, to present the news.
Disney has already spent approximately $300 million on the project, and extra reshoots are set to add another $1 to $15 million to the budget. This cost puts even more pressure on the film's success. They have also hurt Disney's marketing plans, typically relies heavily on product sales in relation to major releases, which have led them to scale back their merchandise production. This ancillary revenue chance further complicates the film's financial outlook. These are bigger questions about Disney's approach to live-action remakes. Updating classic properties for modern audiences while previously successful appears to be meeting growing resistance from both critics and audiences. The effects of this controversy continues beyond Snow White. To affect White's entire live-action strategy built a major part of its recent business model around reimagining animated classics, but the classics suggest this approach may need re-evaluation. Industry to several factors contributing to the current situation. First, audience fatigue with remakes in general.
When a creator has pitched you a great story and you've given them the ability to go out and tell that story, you've given them the resources, the money, the tools, the place to tell that story.
Second, general changes being made to these titles appear increasingly at odds with audience expectations. Third, staging around these projects has often caused controversy rather than excitement. Takes are particularly worrisome given Disney's recent performance at the box office, with a total budget now approaching $345 million after reshooting snow reshoots to perform exceptionally well just to break even in the industry. The film would need to make approximately $690 million worldwide to recoup its costs when marketing charges are included in the situation. Tempted discussions about Disney's overall content strategy, while the company has usually balanced commercial success with artistic innovation, a new struggle to keep this equilibrium, the sneaquilibrium. The verse exemplifies the challenges of modernizing classic properties while keeping their original appeal and business appeal.
Anything that has to do with technology creating opportunity for us,
I find very enjoyable. The creative process at its highest level is at times frustrating, but often, and fortunately for us, really enjoyable. So when you sit in a darkened...
Marketing head Disney's handling of the situation represents a bigger disconnect between studio decision makers and audience standards. The Snow White is a modern feminist tale while simultaneously a faithful version of a beloved classic, which has caused confusion and skepticism among potential viewers, the contrarians. It also affected Disney's connection with theater chain exhibitors. Exhibitors in challenging market conditions have voiced worry about the film's box office potential. Some have asked for more flexible screening arrangements than those offered for big Disney releases. Controversy covers many of the key issues facing big studios as we await Studiosm's release. One thing is clear, non-entertainment clear, Lie, is watching closely, understanding that Losley.com could influence studio decision-making for studios to come, whether Disney can come. Whether White can learn from this experience remains to be seen. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the thorough analysis of the Snow White issue. Don't forget to like, follow, and share your thoughts in the comments below. This is Macy signing off.